In this video for Positive Maths, we're going to learn more about ratio and proportion, and we're going to learn about finding the total when given the amount of a part. So, when given the ratio, we need to find the total. We now know how to divide a quantity into different parts. We need to be able to work in the reverse to find the full quantity or the full amount. So let's work through an example to learn about this. Prize money is divided between Jack and Jill in the ratio of 5:2 respectively. If Jack gets €165, calculate the total amount and then calculate the amount that Jill will get. Okay, so let's read this and go through. So Jack is to Jill. So the way the money is divided is 5:2. If Jack gets 165, calculate the total and then calculate the amount that Jill will get. Okay, so we're going to break this into parts. Step 1, we need to calculate one part. Step 2, calculate the total number of parts. And then step 3, calculate the required number of parts. So this is really find out what Jill gets. Okay, so let's write down the information that they've given us really in words here in a mathematical way. Okay, so we know that 5 parts, that's what Jack gets, 5 parts is equal to €165. Okay, so in order to find the total and to find out what Jill will get, we need to be able to find one part first. So this is our step 1. So one part then is going to be equal to 165 divided by 5. So that's equal to €33. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 then, we need to calculate the total number of parts. So we have 5:2. That means we're looking for 7 parts in total. Okay, so 7 parts. If we know that one part is 33, then 7 parts is going to be 33 multiplied by 7. So the total amount of the prize money is €231. So that's step 1, step 2. And now step 3. We need to calculate how much Jill will get. Okay, so we know from the ratio that she gets 2 parts. So this is going to be 33 multiplied by 2. So that means she's going to get €66. Okay, so we found our one part, we have found our total, and we have found what Jill will get. Okay, so some more problem solving. Kate makes a cereal by mixing bran, currants, and wheat germ in the ratio 7:2:1. By how much they weigh. Okay, so we have our ratio 7:2:1. First question, how much bran does she use to make 400 grams of cereal? Okay, so let's think about this. If she makes 400 grams of cereal, that's going to be our total. That's the total amount that she makes, 400 grams. So we need to calculate, before we can figure out how much bran she uses, we need to calculate how many parts 400 grams is made up of. Okay, so let's rewrite out our ratio here. We have bran is to currants is to wheat germ. Okay, so that's our ratio in words, and then underneath it we can write 7:2:1. Okay, so we know our total is 400 grams. Let's figure out how many parts that is. So 7 plus 2 plus 1, so that's 10 parts altogether. So 400 grams is 10 parts. How much bran does she use? So we are looking now for 7 parts. Okay, so 10 parts is equal to 400 grams. We know now we always find 1 part first before we find the required number. So 1 part is going to be 400 divided by 10, which will give us 40 grams. So then we can find our 7 parts is equal to 40 grams multiplied by 7. So she will need 280 grams of bran in order to make 400 grams of cereal. Okay, let's look at the next part of the question. If one day she only has 35 grams of bran, how much cereal can she make? And they tell us she has plenty of currants and wheat germ. So she only has 35 grams of bran. She still has to divide it in this ratio. So we need to know how much cereal. So what we're looking for here is what is the total if the bran is 35 grams. Okay? So let's get going on this. Okay, so we know that bran is 7 parts. Okay, so we have 35 grams now is equal to 7 parts. We want to find the total. Okay, so we know from before that our total is 10 parts. So again, we're going to find 1 part first. So 35 divided by 7 is going to give us 1 part. So 35 divided by 7 will give us 5 grams. Okay, so then our 10 parts, which is our total, is going to be 5 grams multiplied by 10. So we get 50 grams for the full amount. So that means if she only has 35 grams of bran, then she can only make 50 grams of cereal. Okay, and the last part. If Kate only has 1 kilogram of bran, how much cereal can she make? Okay, so again, we have the amount for bran. She only has 1 kilogram of bran. We want to know how much cereal can she make. Okay, so again, very similar to the last part. 1 kilogram is equal to 7 parts. Again, we want to find the total. Okay, so this time we have to just be careful here when we're dealing with kilograms and grams. Okay, we're going to change this into grams. So instead of using the 1 kilo, we're going to use 1,000 grams. Okay, so again, we're going to look for 1 part first. And then we're going to find our total by finding 10 parts. Okay, so 1,000 divided by 7 is going to give us 1 part. And then 1,000 divided by 7 multiplied by 10 will give us our 10 parts. So what we get then for our total is 1428.57 when I round to 2 decimal places, and that's grams. So if she has 1 kilo of bran, she can make 1,427 grams, 27.57 grams, sorry. That's the amount of cereal she can make. For more information, you can go to www.PositiveMaths.ie. You can email us at info@PositiveMaths.ie and find us on Facebook and Twitter.